What's up guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to a brand new video where we can reveal that Matheus Cunha confessed that he wants to sign for Liverpool. That's the headline of today's video, and we will dive into all the details and we will look at Matheus Cunha's numbers and his career so far. But I want to ask you guys, do you think Cunha would be a great transfer for Liverpool as a number 9, as the replacement for Darwin Núñez? I still want somebody who is even better, somebody like Ekitike, Alexander Isak. Benjamin Šeško is on a similar level to Matheus Cunha, and Liverpool are really interested in Matheus Cunha, but of course other clubs like Man United are interested in Matheus Cunha. And of course, if you enjoy these kind of videos, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you are new around here, and turn on the bell notification so you never miss the latest updates around Liverpool FC. And according to Man United's former chief scout Mick Brown, he exclusively told Football Insider that there is no way that Cunha will stay at Wolves beyond the end of the season, and he has a £62 million release clause at Wolves. And he said, "I've made it clear," Matheus Cunha confessed in a recent interview, "I've made it clear that I need to take the next step. I want to fight for titles, for big things, and probably wants to play for a Champions League club." Nottingham Forest wanted to sign Cunha in a record-breaking deal if they can achieve Champions League qualification this season, which is quite likely. They are like third favourites behind Liverpool and Arsenal to get Champions League football. But Man United could find it difficult to agree a deal because they are nowhere near Champions League at the moment. Of course, if they win the Europa League, which is a big if, then they can get Champions League football. But this former chief scout has said that Cunha is definitely going to move in the summer. He has come out and said that he wants to go, and once he has said that, there is no chance he would be able to stay there. He won't want to, but they don't want him to stay either now. It's just a question now as to who comes in for him. I think he's a good player. There are a few question marks about his character, but he's a talented player, and there aren't too many players like him about at the moment, even fewer that are available. So he is going to be in high demand. There is no doubt about that. Arsenal, Nottingham Forest have been looking at Cunha. You've got Chelsea and Liverpool, and I'm told Man United are interested as well. Whether they could do a deal, it's hard to say, but it might be difficult if they have to go up against the likes of those teams that I just mentioned. Cunha will want Liverpool ahead of Man United at the moment. There is no question about that. And my only worry with Cunha is his hot-headedness, because he got into quite a lot of trouble this season at Wolves. He's now serving like a 3 or 4 game suspension, and Cunha is lucky that Strand Larsen could step up in his absence, and Wolves have went on a 3-game winning run, which effectively all but mathematically sealed their place in the Premier League next season. They recently came from 1-0 down to beat Ipswich 2-1 away from home, which was a massive result for Wolves, and they achieved that without Cunha. But Cunha, got into so many fights this season that I would have to question his character, his temperament. Maybe he's a little bit too hot-headed to handle the pressure at Liverpool, I'm not sure. And Matheus Cunha said, "Sometimes all we want in life is affection. People think we footballers have everything, but we are human beings too. We need a bit of understanding. We have our difficulties. Wolves gave me that joy back. The fans have given me a lot. The status I have today, the player I'm now, and the happiness I'm feeling, it's because of the Wolves fans. I'm really grateful to them." And Gary O'Neill, he understood me completely. He came in and said, "Man, I think you're an incredible person, but you need affection. And I'm going to give you affection. I'm going to complain when I need you to complain, but I'm also going to be family for you. When someone sees something in you beyond the player, it touches you. These conversations and these lessons were of great importance in my life." And Cunha had an interesting career trajectory, because he used to play for Leipzig and he went to Atletico Madrid in the hopes that he would get regular playing time there and he would get called up to the Brazil national team before the World Cup, but he only started 11 games in 2 seasons. He said, "I felt really bad bed, so he wasn't called up for the tournament in Qatar, and he had the most difficult years of his life. He said, I suffered a lot, I felt a lot not to have played the World Cup, and I felt even worse because I didn't go to the World Cup, because I wasn't playing for my club. I had the feeling that I just wanted an opportunity to show my football and to be able to fight for a place on a more equal footing. And he says that he wants to move on to a bigger club now, because I think he's ready. Maybe at that stage of his career he wasn't ready to move to Atletico Madrid or Leipzig and play there regularly. David Lynch also backed Cunha in Liverpool's evolving transfer strategy. He said that his numbers are excellent. Non-penalty goals in the Premier League are excellent. He's a guaranteed goal scorer. He can play in that attacking midfield role, play the side a little bit as well. He's flexible. He can play as a striker, as a winger, as an attacking midfielder. And it just screams Liverpool that he has a relatively low release clause. 62 million is definitely not like cheap, but it's not 120 million like Alexander Isak. And he explained that price, the flexibility of Cunha, the output, it ticks a lot of boxes for how Liverpool's recruitment staff operate. On the surface, David Lynch is more skeptical about Liam Delap. He said, I don't think those underlying numbers are that fantastic. He admitted that Liverpool would be watching Delap, but added that it's probably too early days, and questioned whether Delap is a little bit closer to the finished product that Liverpool now seeks. Yeah, Liverpool don't need a project player. The problem with these kind of players, if you sign somebody like Benjamin Šeško, he's a project player. If you sign João Pedro, he's a project player. Matheus Cunha is pretty much the finished article, just like Alexander Isak. Ekitike is somewhere in between, and his numbers are even better than Cunha, but we don't know the price of him, because there will be a lot of clubs interested. David Lynch said about João Pedro, Liverpool liked him for a while, but his level of production is not that high in terms of non-penalty goals, and Liverpool will hesitate paying 80 million on a facilitator. I imagine Liverpool's recruitment staff would feel they could do that elsewhere for cheaper. So it's a little bit early for definitive movement. David Lynch said we are still in April. Liverpool could start talks with Matheus Cunha. It looks like Liverpool are really interested in signing him. And recently, when Van Dijk did a public event for a brand, he was asked, are there any updates about his contract? And he said there will be news before the end of the season. And both hosts expressed concerns. He said he doesn't know whether it will be good news or bad news, but he sounded positive. He said, I love Liverpool, the club love me, I love the fans, I love playing here, I love going to training every day with the players. David Lynch asked so Van Dijk loves the club loves him, so why is this still going on? What's the second point? Is it wages? Is it the contract length? David Lynch remained optimistic, saying that still Van Dijk, he's confident that Van Dijk will sign. Liverpool want him and Van Dijk wants to stay, but Liverpool are dragging this out so much that I absolutely don't like. But what gives me hope is that David Lynch said there is definitely a striker coming in the summer transfer window, and I think we can almost certainly say Darwin Núñez is getting sold. In terms of all-round players, David Cunha is probably the best option, because he can play anywhere across the forward line and even behind the striker. Some might call it a compromise, but maybe that's exactly what Liverpool need. I'm not sure with so many top clubs wanting a big striker, and Newcastle, if they finish in the Champions League places, remember even 5th place qualifies for that, then Alexander Isak will be almost impossible to prize away. Even without Champions League football, Newcastle might just say we are not selling him. So Matheus Cunha could be one of Liverpool's best options. He played 29 games so far, 15 goals and 4 assists, so 19 goal contributions for a struggling Wolves team is really promising. And also, he scored 14 goals and got 8 assists last season in 36 games, so 22 goal contributions in 36 games. And also in the Premier League, he has 13 goals and 4 assists in 24 starts, which is 17 goal contributions in 24 starts, 26 games in total. That's actually very good. As I said, for a club who is struggling at the bottom of the table, near the bottom of the table. Yes, Wolves will stay up, but they don't create amazing amount of chances yet. Cunha scored a lot of goals for them in the last 2 seasons. And also he was at Atletico Madrid, played 2 seasons there, like 1.5 seasons I mean, and in his first season he scored 7 goals and got 4 assists, but he was mostly a substitute, and then after half a season he was transferred to Wolves. So I think Matheus Cunha would be a fantastic transfer for 60 million, a little bit overpriced, but that's the Premier League market nowadays. If you are a half decent striker who gets 15 goals, then you will get 50-60 million pound of a price tag in the Premier League. But I think his versatility could really suit Liverpool. And my opinion, I would actually keep Salah, keep Diaz, keep Gakpo, maybe even keep Chiesa and just replace Darwin Núñez with Matheus Cunha and keep Jota as well and go into the season like that. But if a crazy offer arrives for Diaz or Jota, something like 50 million for Jota, 60-70 million for Diaz, then I would think about selling them and replacing them with equally talented, exciting but younger players. That's my opinion. Let me know how would you solve Liverpool's attack for next season. And now let's talk about this season, because after the Wolves defeat we need to still be cautious, because Liverpool are still 99.7% favorites for the Premier League title. But what is actually crazy is Liverpool had the same amount of goals scored, goals conceded as last season, but last season we had 2 points less. But it was after this that last season Liverpool collapsed and lost 3 games in the run-in. Hopefully this season that won't happen. What is really encouraging is that now Liverpool still are 11 points clear, and even with the collapse of last season, Liverpool collected just 11 points in the last 7 games. That would be enough to win the title this season. But I don't think Liverpool are collapsing. Actually, I looked at the fixtures, and Arsenal actually have a slightly harder fixture list remaining than Liverpool. So, and Arsenal need to collect maximum points and hope that Liverpool will slip up. But Arsenal now can only get to 83 points, and Liverpool need 11 or 10 points to get to that number. And here is the comparison between last season and this season. What is great is that we collected 4 more points against Man City than last season, which is a huge swing. We also collected 3 more points already than against Tottenham as last season. We also improved our results against Man United, West Ham, Everton, and also Tottenham. So where we lack is there is a 5-point worse performance against Fulham and Nottingham Forest. These are the Liverpool's bogey sides. We couldn't beat either teams. We only collected 1 point against Fulham in 2 games and 1 point against Nottingham Forest in 2 games. Last season we beat them home and away. But you could argue that both Fulham and Nottingham Forest are much better. I mean, Nottingham Forest are in 3rd place right now, and they were in 17th last season. Fulham are in 8th place. They were 13th last season. So the teams are really much improved. And Liverpool still can win the title pretty comfortably if we beat West Ham and Leicester, which are 2 pretty average, in the case of Leicester, pretty bad teams. And Liverpool then can seal the title against Tottenham if Arsenal drop points in their next 3 game weeks, which is possible because they play Brentford. That game against Crystal Palace where Liverpool lost at Anfield, that was the start of the collapse. That was game 24, I think. And then Liverpool lost to Everton away as well, and the title was done by that point. But this season it's a whole different story. It was Arsenal couldn't keep up with Liverpool's pace. Arsenal are still on course for a 76-point season, which normally just gets you 4th place, maybe even 3rd. So it just shows that the rest of the league have been very strong and very balanced. But you can't get away from the fact that Liverpool just weren't good enough against Fulham. We made too many defensive mistakes, and we also didn't finish enough of our chances. But on another day, if Salah, Jota take their chances, if Harvey Elliott's shot goes into the net instead of hitting the bar, Liverpool could have even won against Fulham. So no need to panic. Now we have a full week's rest between every game until the end of the season, so Liverpool can be fully refreshed and we can attack every game like it's a must-win game. And definitely Liverpool need to beat West Ham and beat Leicester, and then we will be in a much more comfortable position. Thankfully, these games where there are a lot of mistakes in a short space of time, it's very rare for Liverpool. I mean, Liverpool went 26 or 27 games unbeaten this season, which is an absolute incredible achievement, and Liverpool will be deservedly winning the Premier League title. No matter what rival fan says, Liverpool were and are still the best team in the country of England in the Premier League. And Liverpool improved a lot in the second half, but they just gave themselves a little bit too much to do. But Sam Dean in the Telegraph wrote that maybe Liverpool's legs are starting to wobble, but Liverpool had a grueling few weeks riddled with the international break as well. And, going away to Fulham is not an easy ground to go to. And of course, Liverpool are not a perfect team. This is still not Arne Slot's team. So it's an absolutely amazing achievement that Arne Slot is winning the Premier League title with basically Jurgen Klopp's team. So no need to panic, just collecting silverware while requiring further growth and repair in the squad can be taken as a massively positive sign. Because remember, Arne Slot, apart from buying Chiesa, didn't spend anything on this team, and Liverpool are still winning the title with basically Jurgen Klopp's team. So now Arne Slot can build his own team, and hopefully we will be even better next season. But right now we just need to get the job done and focus on winning the Premier League title, and then we can go into the summer very, very optimistic about the future. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. Have a nice day. See you later. Goodbye.